Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about a very important subject that affects every one of us. That is basically infrastructure challenges in India and way forward. So, as we all know that India's economy has been growing at a remarkable pace and our population is expanding rapidly. Our cities are becoming larger, and with this, the demand for infrastructure is increasing every single day. Infrastructure is the backbone of any growing economy. Without growth growth can be slowed down and opportunities can be lost. But unfortunately, India has faced decades of underinvestments in this sector. If we look closely, we have huge gaps across critical areas like railways, ports, airports, and even telecommunication has the issue. uh, to, to give some perspective to it, it is about 31% of the India have access to sanitation facilities. Around 88% of India has access to safe drinking water, which means millions still struggle with the basic needs. And according to projections by 2040, India may face a deficit of around 26 billion infrastructure gap. We if we don't act urgently on this, this might be a serious concern of infrastructure doesn't even serve individuals. It powers on industries, drivers, trade, shapes the quality of our citizens. Let me just highlight the basic problems which we have. So, with coming to the power sector, we have many manufacturing industries which face a lot of electricity shortages. They are highly reliant on the diesel generators, which roughly costs around 2.5 to 3 times the actual price of which the product has to be generated. This kind of issues create problem at the pricing of a product. So basically, they'll be forced to price up the product. So we lose our negotiation power there. And in transportation, our road and railways are not able to meet the demand. So traveling long distances or transporting goods through takes a lot of time. And traffic congestion in cities, as we know, it is very long waiting hours to travel a distance of around 4 kilometers. It sometimes takes two hours in a city like Bangalore. So and the primary factor for this is urban migration, because people are moving towards urban cities and leaving the villages back. So there is an enormous stress on roads, electric supply, and water system in the urban areas. So there are structural issues like public-private partnerships were supposed to solve many of these problems, but in reality, many projects have failed due to stressed balance sheets of private companies and delays in land and forest clearances and unpredictable government regulations, and the problem of bureaucratic delays and corruption. And and we have an environment that discourages foreign investors. Now you might ask, why is this so important? The answer is simple: infrastructure foundation of competitiveness. If our industries cannot get reliable power, if goods cannot move efficiently across the country, if if ports delay shipments, if the country cannot compete effectively in the global economy, rapid industrialization is already stretching our electricity and water networks. And unless we fix these, we risk slowing down our entire. So, what can India do? Where we have some steps we can believe it can regulate things. So, independent regulator like SEBI has to be for infrastructure as well, and proper project monitoring has to be has to be done properly, and remove the bottleneck, speed up approvals, and monitor the progress are a few things which the government has to focus on. Better corporate governance has to be maintained. Once like asset power plants or highways are built, they should be planned for planned forecasting 30 years or 40 years ahead of the time, so that we can plan accordingly. And the public private collaboration has to be strong. Like Delhi Metro and Gujarat Innovative Solar Project, these are like few examples of PPPs which delivered world class infrastructure. And global funding and investment, we cannot bridge gaps alone. We have to attract foreign investments secure financing from global institutions like Asian infrastructure, AIB banks or new development banks, or foreign investments, which will not only bring money but also give global expertise and technology by combining government efforts and private participation. The global support, we can truly build infrastructure at scale. In conclusion of this, India can achieve a lot of things moving forward if these infrastructure and development is properly strategized for the future. So we may have a competitive advantage than rest of the market.